Henry Ruggs, he's entering year 2. You got Carr coming off his best year. But let's start with Jacobs versus Kenyan Drake. I mean, Jacobs is falling down to the low teens and running back, the high teens and running back ADP. And I think a lot of that is because of the acquisition of Kenyan Drake. I really don't think Drake changes much of anything. I think Drake is just kind of the guy that's going to take those 100 or so touches that would have gone to, Jalen Richard and DeAndre Washington before him, Booker last year. Yep. That's essentially what Gruden said. So I love Jacobs at his ADP. Any thoughts on him?
Yeah, I'm with you there. He could be sneaky, and especially they're talking about potentially lining Drake up at wide receiver. That's good news if you're targeting Josh Jacobs, because I think Drake could hinder his passing volume, but we've never banked on that to begin with. So I'm fine taking him at the end of the RB2 range. But, and Drake himself, I don't think he's a guy that I'm targeting necessarily at the end of drafts. I didn't get the signing to begin with. And this offensive line is going to take a step back. They essentially blew it up in the offseason. So I'm kind of out on the Raider running backs to begin with. But if you're taking Jacobs at the end of the RB2 tier, I can't blame you.
Yeah, I know. I think Jacobs has like RB1 upside. I think he's right. A smash, like in that same kind of Edwards and Guillermo. Like this is a guy, he's probably going to get 20 touches either way. Like whether whoever's behind him, that's just how the Raiders operate. Like Jacobs going to get 20 touches, probably 18 on the ground and like 2 through the air. And then whoever's behind him, it just maybe one guy instead of like, it was 2 a lot of the times in the past. So I think Drake's a little rich for me at RB35, but if he falls a little, I wouldn't count him out. I still think he's one of the better running backs in the league, like skill wise. I'm not like low on him, but I do agree. I think the situation obviously is not great because Jacobs is going to get his 20 touches. So Jacobs is the guy for me. And then Darren Waller, not much to say about him. He's one of the top tight ends. After Kelsey's going tight end 3, do you think about taking him ahead of Kittle at any point? And he squarely ahead of Andrews?
I don't think about it. I just take Waller over Kittle.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no thought put into it. I think, especially if Trey Lance takes over pretty early in the season, I think they're going to be a little bit more run heavy. Kittle has a ton of real life value, but when it comes to fantasy, I want Waller just all day. Like he's so consistent. He's what you want. At tight end, so I just don't hesitate. Just take him tight end number 2.
Yeah, because you know what he really is. He's really their wide receiver 1, and he used to be a wide receiver. He has like the wide receiver skills because you have Henry Ruggs, Willie Snead, Hunter Renfrow, John Brown, Bryan Edwards, Zay Jones. I mean, just give me the prop because I don't know.
Oh, I hate projecting this team because of those names that you just mentioned. But my prop is Henry Ruggs total receptions this year. I have it at 46.5.
Ooh, I have it at 46. So I'm right there. I guess I'll go under, but he's another guy. I think I was high on him. He's extremely disappointed. I'm a little bit worried, but at the same time, don't factor out a year 2 leap from this guy. He's still immensely talented, still, managed to get taken ahead of Judy and Lamb, even if it wasn't necessarily warranted. So, I'd say if you're leaning one way or the other, go with the over on him. Like if as a draft pick, just because I think he, like, out of any of those other guys I mentioned, they're not going to have like this fantasy year changing season. And if they do, you're probably not going to pick which one and then start him. Like, Nelson Aguilar. Okay, great. He has a great season last year, career year, resurgence. But like, were you starting Nelson Aguilar every week, even if you had him? Probably not. So like Ruggs, I think will be that one guy that you'd have the confidence to start. He's going at wide receiver 54. He's cheap. You can just sit him on your bench, see if he starts out high or something. So yeah, Ruggs is the guy for me.
But you're not buying into this Bryan Edwards hype again?
Nah, he's a big guy. He's big. He's not that fast.
What's Darren Waller's for?
Yeah, like it's just, I mean, that was too, like, I mean, every once in a while, a guy like that ends up being like a DJ Chark in year 2. But I mean, because you have Ruggs also primed for a leap, and you have Waller there and you have Drake, like he's just too far down. I mean, he could not make the team. I mean, he could be an act, you know what I mean? Like this is
right. Yeah.
There's 6 guys there that have a shot. So yeah, that's not what I'm going to do with any type of draft capital this year. If he burns me, he burns me.